Hello friends and fellow traders, I'm Roger Felton, and I had a request to show you guys in a video how to set up your ATM for the Felton signal room so that your trades will match stop and targets, what we do in the signal room. And this is a pretty simple process. It'll be a fairly short video, so feel free to follow along step by step, and we'll get you set up. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to the feltontrading.com website, and you see the URL right here. Actually, it's feltontrading.com/ATM-settings. And when you click on that, you'll need to fill in your username and password that you were given when you logged into the room. And that will bring you to a page that shows what the settings are, what the inputs are going to be. Might not make too much sense to you right now, but you'll see in just a minute. It's actually a very simple little process. It's just plug in the values. They're all in sequential order, all organized for you. And we begin by going to the this thing right here. You'll be starting off with something brand new in most cases. If you've never set up an ATM strategy before, you're going to want to click on Custom right here. Then come up here to this little box. It's very small, but click on that little box, and you'll see a little menu box come up, and that is going to be how we set up our ATM. And you're going to make sure up here, first thing you want to do in the upper right is make sure that we have two right there, however many contracts you're going to be trading. Then we come down here to the little radio buttons right here. Since we're going to use two targets, we click on the number 2 right here, and that brings up two of these things. So we're going to want to plug in these values. Now, this being the NASDAQ on a 10-minute chart, we're going to make the first, well, we'll just come down here and copy them. We see that our contract quantity is 1 contract each for each target. So we click on 1 and 1. The next values we plug in down here are going to be our stop losses. And under the NQ section, we see that the first stop is set at 41 ticks, and the next stop is set at 44. So we simply plug in 41 and 44. Finally, we come down here to the profit targets, and the profit targets we use for NASDAQ, 41, and second was 220 ticks. So we plug in 220 over here. And we're all done with that section. Now we need to set up, because we want our stop to trail as price goes further and further into profit, we hope. We want the stop to start trailing at some point. So we come over here. Don't worry about the first one on the first contract, but under the second contract, we're going to click this little down arrow right here. And we're going to click once again on Custom. Now we bring up our the little box over here one more time, and we see what is our trailing stop settings. We're not going to worry about the upper section up here right now. We're not going to mess with anything down here. We're just interested in this middle section. And all you do is come down here to the NQ trail and plug these 3 values in. 81, 1, and 41. Now, what do these little values mean? Well, what it's telling you is that once price reaches 41 ticks of profit above break even, or below, depending on which way you're going, it will start, the stop is going to start trailing. So on the 42nd tick, it will move 1 tick from the stop, which is now trailing 81 ticks behind price. If price is 41 ticks into profit, then the stop would then be 40 ticks below break even. So that's all it does. As soon as we hit that 40-second tick, you'll hear, I think on sound, it sounds like a cash register. It will bump to, in ticks behind break even. It'll be starting out at 40, then 39, 38, 37, etc. So that's how that works. It's and then every tick every time it moves a tick, the stop will move a tick. And that's it for your trailing stop, except we have to save it. So let's do that. Let's do a right click. And then manage stop strategy templates. That means give it a name. What are we going to call it? And I've already typed mine in here. I typed mine in as NQ Trail. I did that because that's what the room uses on the website. NQ Trail. So we can call it that. It's good as any. So we come over here. We click NQ Trail, and we click Save. Now that is saved in there forever and ever. And now we can click OK, and this is going to take us back to our original menu here that we filled in. We got all our little parts filled in here, all the little integers in here. And now we're going to put the, we've made a new custom strategy, and we just named it. Let's go find it, and it's down here as NQ Trail. So we click that. It always goes back to, so you can check and say, yep, that's what I want. That's correct. That's the right one. We click OK. And so now NQ Trail is down here. Now we need to save this entire enchilada here. We want to save the whole thing so that we can put it in our ATM strategy, and it'll be all set to go. So we once again do a right click and click on Manage ATM Strategy Templates. That means we're going to name the template. And we decided we were going to call that, I think I called mine NQ Trail Strategy. You can type in anything you want, whatever makes sense to you. Call it whatever you want. We save it, and we're good to go. Just check it one more time. Make sure your order quantity is correct. Your values are set up correctly, and you have your NQ Trail in here. This is the one we just constructed with a trailing stop. We named it NQ Trail Strategy. Now when I click OK, it will appear, in fact it already had, as NQ Trail Strategy over here on the right. So we're good. We should be good to go. I like to test mine just to make sure that that everything is working correctly. So let's just put an order in. Let's go long with our 2 contract, and just kind of test it to see if it looks right. And we see that, yep, we got our 2 stops down here. We are going long, and we have our first contract up here at 41 ticks. We've got our second contract up here at 220 ticks into profit, and then down here on the stop, these are set. The first one, closest one, is 41, and the other one is set for 44. So we're good to go. That's how you do it, and you'll want to do this for each of the instruments that you're going to want to be trading. In the room, we trade CL, oil, crude oil. We trade gold, GC. We trade the NASDAQ, NQ, and we trade the YM. And you're going to need to set up these strategies for each one because they are different for each of these: gold, oil, NQ, and YM. And just make sure that you don't get them confused, and that you are putting in the right inputs for the appropriate instrument that you're going to be setting up. And that's all there is to it. If you need any help at all at any time, just chat it into the chat area of the trading room. Myself, I'll see it. Moderator will see it. And one of us will respond, and we can help you. We can actually even set your ATMs up for you. But if you would, please try to do it on your own. If you'll follow these simple instructions, you'll find it's a no-brainer. It's really not hard at all. And that's it. I'll see you in the trading room very soon. Thank you.